Welcome to Titans Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is February the 28th, 2024. We're going to be talking about NXT results. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we had a shocking return. And a lot of things has happened, ladies and gentlemen. We found out what is the surprise that Miss Laura Valkyria is going to give to Tanja Paxley because she stayed she stayed up backstage and did not interrupt the match, the NXT Women's Championship match. So, ladies and gentlemen, Laura Valkyria came to the ring and she called out for Tanja Paxley because she did her part of the deal, and now it's Laura Valkyria's turn. So she called her out, and Tanja Paxley just come from the barricade. There's like a little gap where the ring is and where the audience is, and where the plexiglass barricade. There's two barricades. There's a plexiglass one, a little higher, and then there's the regular barricade that's black, and it's like little. It's more softer. Not really, because it doesn't sound soft. She came through the gap, and ladies and gentlemen, she came into the ring, and Laura Valkyria said that her surprise is that they're going to team up, but not as friends. I don't understand that part. But ladies and gentlemen, they're going to team up next week on NXT Roadblock for the Women's Tag Team Championships against Kabuki Warriors. Tanja Paxley is really happy about it, that they could be the tag team champions. Laura Valkyria could be a double champion. But, ladies and gentlemen, they got interrupted by Ridge Holland. He says, congrats that you guys getting your shot at the tag titles. Hope you win and all that stuff. So he says, if you guys are done, can you get out of the ring? Because he has something to say. Ladies and gentlemen, he had a apology for Gallus and to the fans. Because what he did to in the... I thought he already apologized for that. Didn't he already apologize for that? I thought he did. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the lights went out. He got interrupted. The lights went out. The person that was saying a whole bunch of words, and even the commentary didn't really say much of the words. Big Joseph kind of looks a little freaked out, but Booker T and Byron Saxon didn't really reacted, but now they reacted for some reason. So the lights went out, and then all these words came out, and there was a boys reading the words. The words was all over the Titantron and all over the walls. And ladies and gentlemen, the lights went out again. And then here comes the spotlight. Here's a guy with a chair and hit Mr. Ridge Holland with a chair. And he reveals his hood, and it was Shawn Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger, when he was part of WWE in the first time. But ladies and gentlemen, he has the gimmick of Shawn Spears, and he's the chairman, just like he was in AEW. Wow, Shawn Spears is back in the NXT. This is going to be interesting. Because now another AEW guy left AEW and come to WWE. We have multiple of those people now coming to AEW. We add Shawn Spears to the list of AEW former AEW guys coming to WWE, except for QT Marshall. It looks like he went back to AEW as a producer or whatever he's doing. But that's pretty interesting to see. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys didn't know, I heard that the New Japan Pro Wrestling guy, Tama Tonga, he just had his final match, I believe yesterday. He just had his final match, and people are saying that he signed a contract with WWE. I don't know if it's true until he makes his debut to the WWE, but they are saying that he's signed to WWE. I think WWE is getting a lot of great wrestlers. People are trying to, because AEW might have 3 guys signed with them. They got Will Ospreay, maybe Okada, and maybe Mercedes Moné. She might be in because they do have Boston. But ladies and gentlemen, they're trying to compare who has a better debuts and returns than each other. I don't know who has a better returns and debuts. Yeah, Will Ospreay and Mercedes Moné is the top people in their New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Mercedes was the top person in WWE. Okada, I think he's the top person in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't know who he is that much. I only see him at Forbidden Door, mostly at AEW, and he was in TNA as well. I didn't watch a lot of matches of him. Just those matches. I don't know a lot about him. I haven't seen a lot of singles matches. I've seen him in a match in Forbidden Door. And for TNA's not Hard to Kill. Just a normal TNA Impact. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. I want to know, because with AEW, they are horrible with storylines. They have a whole bunch of people in their shows, and not a lot of people are getting used. They're using some indie wrestlers to face their top guys, like Chris Jericho is wrestling some masked man named Atlantis. You know you have other wrestlers, right? Not some indie wrestling guy. And there's another guy that Claudio is going to be facing in Collusion. I forgot his name. But he's another masked guy. You have other wrestlers that Claudio could face. But you're using some guy that doesn't have a contract to AEW. At least in WWE, they have people that they use, like Braun Breaker making his debut. They use an NXT guy. He's contracted to WWE. They're not using some random guy from indie wrestling to get beat up by the debut guy. They're actually showing a guy that's contracted to WWE. AEW is not doing that. They're using an indie wrestler guy to lose to Claudio and Chris Jericho. So I understand. Their storyline's horrible. AEW needs to do something about it. I heard that the Devil thing was awarded the worst feud ever. So that's showing you that AEW does not know what they're doing with their storylines. Ladies and gentlemen, beginning of the show, we got Dragon up, and he calls out Carmelo Hayes because he wants a match with Carmelo Hayes at NXT Roadblock because he was getting used. Remember when Carmelo Hayes blamed Dragunov attacking Trick Williams, when it was always Carmelo Hayes attacking Trick Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, and then Carmelo Hayes had security. And then he says, if you want a match, we had to sign a contract. If you don't sign a contract, no match with Carmelo Hayes. I thought Carmelo Hayes wants the NXT Championship. So he's going to give Dragunov until the end of the night to think about it, and they will have their contract signed at the end of the show. So first match, we have Kiana James versus Jordan in a rematch. And of course, again, Izzy Dame has to get herself involved. My God. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Kiana James, because they can't do things on their own. They're not strong enough to fight for themselves. I mean, I'm tired of seeing Izzy Dame get involved. Come on, Kiana James. How are you going to get in 2K20 in any game if you can't win for yourself? I know that doesn't really help. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done with the 2K24 announcements, because they already announced the cover. They already showed us gameplay. They told us about the showcase. We know what all the matches on showcase is, and they announced the DLCs. I think now we're just waiting for the game to finally come out on Tuesday and Friday when it launches to the world. So yeah, I think that's what it is now. Everybody is excited for 2K24. It's coming out. People are excited for the DLCs. And I think that's what 2K wants. People be excited. They've done all their exciting things. Now they're just waiting until the game comes out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like JCJ might just betray the Hale, because she's talking to Paula Hanley and talking about boys and all that stuff. Jason James says, you shouldn't talk to Paula Hanley, she's a loser. You shouldn't talk to her about boys and all that stuff. And then Kiana James came out as well and agreed with JC Jane and Izzy Dame and that other girl. They all walk away together, and Thea Hale is all by herself. JC Jane might have different friends now. That's not Thea Hale now. We got OC versus Malik Blade and Adris Onafe. I thought it was a pretty decent tag team match, but the winner of that match was the OC. Well, the OC's celebration got cut short, just like Andre Chase's, and Chase U's tag team win for the number contendership was cut short last week because of the OC attacking them. So the Chase U came out and interrupted them from they were in the audience, saying that they're going to attack them until Nathan Fraser and an Axiom says, no. Well, Nathan Fraser said it. Saying, no, that's not happening. You guys got the tag titles. The OC, we're the first ones to get them. So they all argued, and there was two people on top of the turnbuckles, and that was LWO, Walking Wild, and Cruz del Toro. And they drop-kicked Mr. OC. And then all the tag teams attacked the OC. And there's the tag team champions on the balcony watching everything unfold. So I think we might have a multi-man tag team match for Stand and Deliver. What else we have? I don't think there's else that we had there. We have Roxanne Perez versus Jackson. I don't know her first name is, so I call her Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Roxanne Perez. Jaraka Jackson. I don't know how to spell her first name. It was Jaraka Jackson from Metaphor. Ladies and gentlemen, Roxanne Perez gets the win with the submission. She gets the win. She needs to stop punching people. If she wants the NXT Women's Championship match, she needs to stop punching people, or Ava's going to put her in more matches with the people that she punches. So Roxanne Perez needs to stop doing that. So Roxanne gets the win. Will she get a title shot sometime? Will she interrupt the Women's Tag Team Championship match because she getting really angry? Booker T came back, if you guys didn't know that. He's back for NXT. Then we had Dijak versus Luca. Luca is the one that's saying that he can't have Joe Gacy in a straitjacket and lock him in a room, saying that's illegal and all that stuff. And Dijak didn't want to listen to Luca. So, ladies and gentlemen, he just got angry, and he's going to have a match with this guy. Luca did a good job against with Dijak. He was doing a good job. He was doing chops. He was trying to take this guy down. But the winner of that match was Dijak. But some reason, Joe Gacy escaped from the room, and he was still wearing the straitjacket, but he has the belts. The belt was untied, so his arms was loose. And then they were fighting, and then there's Luca hitting Dijak with I think like a nightstick. And then the brawl was still happening between Joe Gacy and Dijak. And then we see Dijak and Ava arguing in backstage. We saw the cameraman just going up close, and it was Joe Gacy was the cameraman. He says, I still have a problem with you. He drops the camera, and we have a brawl. So Ava had to do something, and she made a match for NXT Roadblock against Dijak and Joe Gacy. It will be a Asylum match at NXT's Roadblock. I think they had one Asylum match before, and that was against Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose, like 2016. And now they're going to have another one here in 2024 with two deranged guys. Then we have Bondwanger versus Lexis King. And ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty okay match. I think it was a little short, but the winner of that match was Bondwanger, getting the win. But Lexus Kane was upset. He attacked Bonwanger and he attacked Mr. Stone. Why you do that? What did Mr. Stone do to you? Because they accidentally squished Mr. Stone into the barricade, and then somehow Bonwanger wins the match. I didn't see how he would. It was short. Sorry about my hair. I just woke up and it's all a mess right now. We had Jada Parker versus Gigi Dolan. Ladies and gentlemen, Ariana Grace is getting a little upset here because everybody wants to fight. And she was trying to calm everybody down. She's trying to do it with Tata Paxley and Laura Valkyria, and she was talking to Jada Parker. And Jada wants to win championships. Ariana Grace says we all are champions, but you don't have a championship belt. And she said that Ariana Grace has a fake tiara. I thought I was going to mess up that word. And she got upset about it. And when Gigi Dolan and Jada Parker was doing their match, Ariana Grace came out and begging at them, stop fighting. And I don't think she meant to distract Gigi Dolan, but she distracted Gigi Dolan, and Gigi Dolan loses the match to Jada Parker. Thanks to Ariana Grace with her begging and interruption. We all know Gigi Dolan will want to fight Ariana Grace next. Then we had Charlie Dempsey versus Noam Dar. We found out who is going to be facing Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match and your new Heritage Cup champion, cup winner, whatever you want to call it. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that was Charlie Dempsey with the help of his teammates, Drew Gulak, Davey Kemp, and Miles Bourne. There was 4-on-2, and Noam Dar just had Oro Mensah, and these guys were all over the place. They attacked Oro Mensah. They were interrupting the match. They were distracting the referee, and Charlie Dempsey gets the win. He's the Heritage Cup winner, and now he's holding the cup. Poor Noam Dar. Now we have our contract signing between Stax and Carmelo Hayes. Not Stax. I mean Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov. What am I saying Stax? Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov, ladies and gentlemen, they all got in the ring. They had some words to say. But they were about to sign the contract. Here comes Tony D'Angelo. He comes out, and ladies and gentlemen, he snaps his finger, and all the security guards of Carmelo Hayes, they were on top of the apron, and they just walked away. Carmelo Hayes was a little upset because he wants to get rid of he wants to be protected for some reason. He's the one attacking everybody. And even Ava moved over her spot and gave her spot to Tony D'Angelo. He says he has a lot of respect for Dragunov, and he's getting a little annoyed with this Trick and Carmelo saga for 8 months, for 6 months or 8 months, something like that. But he wants the NXT championship, but he's not asking for a title shot. He said, if it's okay with you, Dragunov, I want to earn my shots at the NXT championship. So he wants to make a match. He says it will be Tony D'Angelo against Carmelo Hayes next week at NXT Roadblock in a no one contenders match. If Dragunov says yes to it, or Dragunov wants a championship match at Roadblock. But Dragunov respects that Tony D'Angelo wants to earn his shots at the championship. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dragunov says, you got your match against Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes was upset. He's asking Ava, you're okay with this? You are actually letting this happen? Ava says yes. She talked to Tony D'Angelo, and she said yes to it. And, ladies and gentlemen, Carmelo Hayes got mad, and then he got up. He started yelling at Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo got up. And Dragunov was behind Tony D'Angelo, trying to stop the arguments. And then here comes Carmelo Hayes, shoves Tony D'Angelo into Dragunov, and then Carmelo Hayes puts Tony D'Angelo through a to the table. And he signs the contract to a match against Tony D'Angelo to become the number one contender to face Dragunov, I believe, at Stand and Deliver. I don't know. It could be wrong. And then he gives the title back to Dragunov. That's the end of NXT. We got Shawn Spears back in NXT as Shawn Spears. No Ty Dillinger. No Perfect 10. But he's the chairman. But that's interesting. And I believe he's coming next week as well. He's going to do something next week. So I think it's pretty cool to see Shawn Spears back in a WWE ring. NXT normally doesn't have these returns. Normally it's always main roster guys, and then the main roster guys has a little stint, a little thing they do in NXT, like the OC. They came back to the main roster, and now they're on NXT for a bit, like LWO too, but they didn't make the return. But that even Dexter Lumis did the same thing. Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano. So all of those guys made the return, and then they come back to NXT. Now we actually have somebody actually come back in NXT. So that's interesting. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. We're getting closer to end this week, and then Tuesday, we get 2K24 if you pre-order it. But yeah, if you wait until the launch date, that's on Friday, March 8th. And that's it. That's all for me today. Time is out. Bye!